This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of your hosts, Tom.
And I am Tim.
Tim, how you doing this week?
Terrible.
Terrible?
I'm
Why?
Bad. I'm doing badly.
Why? What happened? You didn't mention anything.
Yeah, it's been a bad week.
It's private.
I've been
Wanted to save
laid
it.
up.
Laid up?
I've been bedridden.
With what?
I had a fever for the first time in like 20 years. I feel like if an adult gets a fever, it's like,
well, that's it.
Yeah, this person's gonna die. There's
We're gonna
something
have to
very wrong.
Put
right?
them down. Yeah, it's mostly kids that get fevers.
Yeah, last time I had a fever, I think it was 11.
It's like if babies get fevers, that's real bad, and if adults get fevers, it's real bad.
Yeah, an 8-year-old with a fever. That's a sweet spot.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's like
no
walk
big deal.
around. 8-year-olds walk around with like 101.3
Yeah.
fever.
Yeah, they can still them in the ball pit.
Yeah.
So you were sick. Do you know? Did you go to the doctor or anything?
No, I mean I know what I had. I had a fever.
Well, that could have been caused by.
Listen
an
to me, Tom.
infection.
I don't sound great. I had
You don't
a
sound
cold.
terrible.
Yeah, I rested a lot. I took some Sudafed.
Mm.
I went to the pharmacy and was treated like a criminal to get friggin' cold medicine.
Hey, that's just the law, man.
I know.
That's why whenever I get my pseudo, as I call it, I get a bunch, so I don't have to go through that again.
You're not allowed to buy a bunch. Isn't
You
that
can
the
buy
point?
like 96 at one time.
96 capsules.
Yeah, I mean it's still not enough to like make crystal meth out of,
Yeah, but
or maybe it is, but like not enough to.
So the logic is you go in and buy a supply for how many sicknesses is that? Because I've taken
Yeah,
I've taken 2 Sudafed, right? And they
Yeah.
have a shelf life of what, probably like a
it's
year or two?
Yeah, it's like a year or two.
So unless you get sick at an alarming rate, in
Mm-hmm.
which case like you should be taking more than Sudafed.
Yeah, but you can get like the generic ones so cheap that you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
so
like,
it can just that's
instead
wasteful.
of $15, I'm gonna instead of $10, I'm gonna spend 15,
Yeah.
and then I'll be. And then if these laws get any crazier, I'll be.
Listen, I think the laws are only going to get more lax on that front.
No, I don't think. No, it's mostly because there's generics. That's why. Like when they wanted to stop selling it, like the actual pseudoephedrine company, like was like, yeah, all right, people are just making knockoff versions anyway. We don't care.
Put it behind the counter.
Put it behind the counter.
We'll
Take their
brand,
IDs.
Yeah, we'll brand this. We'll put Sudafed on a less effective drug.
Yeah.
And continue selling that in the aisle.
Yeah, that's just actually nothing like this
That you don't need
at
to be
all.
fingerprinted to get.
Yeah, you have to be fingerprinted.
I mean, well, joke's on them because my hands were so caked with mucus that when I had pressed all the buttons, they were getting my fingerprint on that
Well, they
credit
got
card machine.
a DNA sample from you.
Yeah, that's what that's.
Is
Look,
your DNA in boogers? Yeah,
your
probably.
DNA's in every. If it's in your spit,
I saw that they found like caveman DNA in a cave without any caveman bones in it.
yeah, the bones turned into oil. I think.
No, it takes longer.
Oh,
It takes like millions of years for
Oh.
bones to turn into oil.
so maybe he spit. You know how people are always spitting and then walking
Oh, yeah,
away.
especially cavemen.
Yeah. Oh, they were probably the worst.
Yeah.
Saw a guy spit on the subway.
In a car or on the tracks?
In a car, like in a moving
Ugh.
subway.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do
Yeah.
because, like, you're still in a confined. There's little you can do if you're a coward on the subway when somebody does something egregious.
Yeah.
Especially like, look, if somebody's harassing somebody or somebody's hurting somebody, yeah, you speak up and like you stop it. But if somebody's like spitting,
Yeah.
you're just gonna go like, ah, come on, man. And
Yeah,
then
and
like
you get spit on.
yeah, and then like the inevitable delay, Murphy's Law, Tom. You
Yeah.
know who's driving the train? You know who's the conductor? Old man Murphy.
Murphy Brown?
Murphy Brown.
I always thought Murphy's
Murphy Brown's,
Law was about Murphy
painter,
Brown.
Elvin.
Yeah. She had a baby with him eventually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What a world. Dan Quayle didn't like it.
Yeah, well, they made fun of Dan Quayle on Murphy
They
Brown,
sure
if I
did.
remember.
Man, what makes an impression at like 9 or 10 years
Yeah,
old is
exactly.
the craziest thing.
Yeah, that show is not geared towards us.
And I just remember that being the biggest news story in the world. Like, you turn on the news, and everybody was Twitter about Murphy Brown and Dan Quayle's feud.
Yeah.
And I bet, like, that was, like, one day. Like, if you asked anybody, like, who was an adult at that time, they'd be like, oh, yeah, I kind of remember that.
Yeah, but
to me, like, that was as big of a deal as, like, the Persian Gulf War that was going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was an easy-to-follow news story for a kid.
Yeah, Murphy. Well, no, because I didn't understand. Like, it's like, yeah, I don't know. The stork came to a lady instead of a lady and a fella. I don't know.
Wait, is that what Dan Quayle was mad about?
He was mad that she was a single mom.
Oh, that is kind of like a big story then. I thought it was that they made fun of Dan Quayle and he was mad about that with all, with the potato and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. Man, simpler times, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you should have kept his beak out of it.
Yeah.
It's good enough for the folks at CBS. Good enough for me.
Yeah.
Dan Quayle.
Dan Quayle, you laughing stock.
Yeah, you dummy.
You dummy. He's probably got like $85 billion right now.
Yeah. And he's certainly not going to go down as one of the dumbest vice presidents we've ever had.
And he's certainly not listening, so we can stop calling him a dummy, thinking we're speaking truth to power.
Yeah.
Tom, I wanted to bring something up.
Okay.
We were talking last week about your general horrible behavior at retail places, to the cashiers or to any kind of service employee.
Yeah.
Right? It comes up frequently.
You bring it up because you're afraid of anyone who works at a store.
I'm not afraid.
You're what if they tell?
I have respect for people. I understand that, like, you should be polite to somebody while they're working.
Tim, you have respect. You just called the vice president a dummy.
That's true. I'm sorry.
You have no respect.
I'm a rebel. Hey, authority. And then I give the finger like Kid Rock.
Wow.
Yeah. But Tom, I'll tell you, I was pushed to the limit today.
Oh, the tables have turned.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, first of all, and I believe this probably has come up numerous times throughout the years on this show. Do you tip every time at a coffee shop, even if you're just getting a drip coffee?
It's been a while since I've gotten a coffee.
Ooh, look at you. Look at No Caffeine Jones over here.
No, I make my own, man. I got the recipe. I'm trying to think.
You've been brewing up that Sudafed brow, haven't you?
Yeah. No, usually not. If it's a place that I go to a lot, then I'll tip maybe every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see when you don't go in a lot, I go to a place once or twice a week. Mm-hmm. So I always feel like I got to tip, $1 or whatever. Guess what?
Also, I'll take into account if they're very busy. If they look like they're slammed, then I'll be like, let me.
Yeah, exactly. All right, today, Tom, I walk into a place. It's in Soho, so already you know, right?
Soho is like the fashionable district, the cool district in New York.
And this is an espresso place, right?
It's pronounced espresso.
Yeah. The X is silent, Tom.
Yeah.
Any idiot
it used to be presso, and now it's expresso.
No. I don't know what to say to that. So I said, oh. So I get in, and there are 5 or 6 people all in one party ahead of me, and it's a very small place.
All right.
They all have menus out, so they're getting
menus. It's a coffee place.
Yeah, but it's they got fancy drinks, right?
It's a cafe.
So the guy there is the barista is really barista. But barista should be right.
Why? Why should
barista?
Why?
I don't know. Barista is
a barista is a lawyer.
That's a barrister.
A barrister. A barrister.
So he's eating this all up because they're asking questions and he's like,
the beans. This
is fine.
Beans,
you know what?
that.
This is everybody's prerogative, right? This guy's job is to sell the high end stuff, right?
Yeah,
and they're all asking questions and I'm waiting patiently like a great man. And they all order, and like they'd be like, "What's the difference between this and this?" And he'd be like, "Oh, this is done in the AeroPress." And he got the AeroPress out and was showing them, and they're like, "Oh, I do like the AeroPress." I saw like everybody's giving their goddamn life story, whatever.
It's like a $20 thing,
right? So anyway,
it's made in this plastic tube.
But
and they're great. Don't get me wrong, but that's not impressive at a coffee place.
Yeah. So anyway, he gets all their orders, and he's like, "Ed, what about you?" I was like, "Hey, yeah, can I just get a large drip coffee to go?" He's like, "Yeah, cool." And he took the large paper cup that it goes in.
Mm-hmm.
He puts it under the spout of the already brewed coffee that they have there.
Uh-huh.
And then walks away from it and starts making the other coffee. Great.
Why'd he do that?
That's fine. But those other people ordered first.
Right.
Get them going.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts making these complicated drinks. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, you know what? That's great. But then he stops. And he puts his elbows up on the machine and just starts asking them questions about, like, where they're from and what kind of, coffee shops are in the cities that they're from. And like my empty cup, that all he needs to do is pull a lever down for like literally 8 seconds to fill it, and then like, you know,
and then stop it. So 2 steps.
Yeah, I guess. But like I could have done that so easily, and like I was literally there for 10 minutes while he did this, and then another guy, an employee, came out from the back. And he looked at me, and he looked at the guy, and he just pointed to me, and he goes, like, "Get him that." And the guy, oh, this is what I found out. The barista, it was below him to serve drip coffee to me. So I had to wait 10 minutes while he made these fancy drinks and just
he was waiting for the other guy.
Yeah, because he will put the paper cup under the spout, but oh no! He will not flick the lever to make it come out.
Now you're sure this wasn't like a union thing?
It might, you know, if it's a union thing, I apologize.
Right.
But you know, and then I felt bad because the guy that came back from the back was a real nice guy. But like, I'm not tipping when I waited for a $4 like drip coffee.
Oh, I'm sure that the man who is only authorized to pull the spout, he doesn't get any of the tips at the end of the day.
Yeah,
he's not the one weaving magic like the barista.
And you know what? I respect a barista. Like I could never do that thing where he was doing the thing with where it looks like a leaf on top of the thing or whatever, and he was steaming milk with machines that would have scalded me.
Right.
Like I
have scalded you in the past.
Yeah, this is not a job I could do. But like, I don't know, at least be like, dude, like at least tell me to leave. Or be like,
well, no, that would be even ruder.
What? Rather than making me stand there
like,
for 10 minutes.
Can I have a large coffee? And he was like, leave.
Yeah.
Get out.
I'd rather have that happen than him be like, yeah, okay. And then just like tease me for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Coffee tease.
Yeah.
Now, would you have been even more like, I would have been just very confused if the guy was like, oh, I just have to wait for somebody else to make that for you. I think I'd probably just go like, oh, okay, and then stand there confused.
Yeah. I mean, I would have just assumed like, oh, it's still brewing, or he needs somebody to get more beans from the back to brew. I don't know.
I always need more beans.
Yeah, they're always low on beans.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just it ruined my whole day. That's why I'm really pissed.
I want to know the name of this place, and I want to call them and be like, does your barista not serve just regular coffee?
I'm more curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the name, but
you should go back there and just stake the place out until it's like empty and it's just him, and see what happens.
Yeah, every time I go in there, it's a different guy though.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in that place. I think it's a Truman Show-esque situation.
Coffee's stupid. I mean, it's good, but like, I don't know.
It's not that good. It's all the same. All coffee tastes the same. All wine tastes the same. All beer tastes the same. Case closed.
Well, you just have something wrong with your
I haven't smelled
buds.
any smells in about 15 years.
Yeah.
Overloaded my senses.
You overload your senses?
Yeah, I went to the botanical gardens one year and just smelled everything.
All right, Tim. You know what? I'm about to unveil my new catchphrase for this episode.
Oh, God. All right. Okay.
Ready? Let's talk toilets.
Toilet talk with Tim and Tom.
Yeah. TTTT.
Let me just say I'm doing this episode under protest. As if my day wasn't bad enough. Tom insisted on doing this episode about toilets, and I don't know if I have the friggin' stomach
Foggiest
for it
idea
today.
what one is.
This is you in your element, and I apologize to anybody listening. This is going to be pure uncut Tom, and the thought of that.
Well, that's what Tim is upset because I fixed my toilet today, like a real handyman.
Tom,
like a real,
I invited you out literally 7 days ago. To get dinner.
Yeah.
And you said you couldn't because you were going to have to stay home and fix your toilet.
Yeah.
And it's taken you a week?
Tim, that was just that was the male equivalent to I'm busy washing my hair.
I mean,
I'm busy
you
fixing
have
the
hair
toilet.
again, Tom. You could have used that.
I could have said I was busy washing my hair.
And, I mean, I was just being nice. I didn't actually want you to. It was a group of us. I just thought you'd find out if we all went to dinner without you.
Right. That's why I get invited to anything.
Yeah. Like, thanks to the social media,
Yeah.
now Tom sees when he's
He'll
excluded.
throw a fit.
Yeah.
So Tim, I fixed the toilet. I know you're probably like, oh, Tom's too blue collar now. He's too working class for me.
Tommy the toilet man, toilet guy.
Yeah, but you know what, Tim? I'm the same well-educated man that everyone knows and loves. It's just now I can fix a toilet too.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes. And let me also preface, maybe this goes with your question. Just because I broke a toilet and had to fix it doesn't mean I did anything to the toilet, all right?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Toilets break.
Yeah.
You know what? The thing about toilets, I think we can, and have we talked about this? We might have talked about this off mic, because I think...
Oh, you think it's ripe for disruption?
Yeah, because... When you open up the top of a toilet, man,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a plastic arm attached to the lever, and then like a flimsy chain
Jeez,
and a
Tim.
little bit of a plug.
You sound like a real toilet noob right now.
I am a toilet noob, Tom. Teach me. You know what? I don't even know why I'm trying right now. I'm going to get steamrolled either way by an asshole. I might as well just lay back, let you do it. Yeah, I'll hang back. You
just sit back and relax.
Yeah, you
enjoy
get
the
your
ride.
agenda out and
You know what, Tim? We should really think about disrupting the toilet market because now I have like a pretty good understanding of how toilets work.
what? How did you break your toilet? What broke in the toilet? That also was broken for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 full weeks
Uh-huh.
that you just like that you were able to use your toilet. Presumably in the interim, you weren't like running to like the diner next door, right?
Why would I do that when I have a sink right next to the toilet?
Oh, Jesus.
No, that's not true. My toilet broke earlier this year. Last year. The like overfill thing just like cracked off of it. That's a whole different thing. That was a pain in the ass to fix. Because like I didn't do it right. But this time it's like, you know what? I'm getting a replacement for everything in this goddamn toilet. The problem with this one was that what was going on? It's been so long.
I fixed it today.
The chain broke.
Okay, so you replaced the chain.
No. It was like, hey, the chain. I couldn't believe when I got this toilet apart how cheap everything in it was.
That's Tom. Every toilet from here to the Four Seasons is the same.
No.
I'm telling you, if we get in the market with some quality craftsmanship
high-class,
inside the toilets.
Quality crapmanship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call the company. With your quality crap men, Tim and Tom.
No, the problem with this chain, Tim, was it wasn't even a metal chain. It was a plastic chain. It was like a zip tie. Not a zip tie, like not a literal zip tie, but similar. And where it broke was where it was attached to the little plug, the plunger thing.
This is the same.
There was nowhere to.
Wait, this was the same terminology I was using before when you said I sounded
Well,
like
you put it in my head.
All right.
I'm just trying to relate to everyone.
Oh, that's good. I wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I don't
want
to get too technical.
Nobody understands toilets on the level of you, Tom.
So it was like the actual thing broke. There was no place to reattach, because a lot of times, like a chain brace or whatever, you just reattach it.
Right.
Couldn't be done. Had to take the whole thing apart.
You could just put a new chain on, is what I'm saying.
No. The chain didn't break. The part that...
The plug.
Yeah, that attached to the chain, like the hole, just like disintegrated.
Oh.
So there was nothing left there to
so it's
attach
just
anything.
Constantly running?
It was constantly closed. So it was like the chain was broken, but it was, but it wasn't. So to flush the toilet, I would have to reach in the back and manually yank up the plunger.
You know what? Yeah, I know you're reaching into a tank full of clean water when you're doing it, but if you got a bowl full of feces there, it still doesn't make the psychological barrier.
Yeah, it
right?
does, because the bowl is lower than the tank. There's
I know,
no way...
but still, like the whole thing. It's like you don't want to come away from the toilet wet, right? Unless you're
using a bidet.
Yeah,
which we'll get into.
Oh God.
So yeah, I had to take the tank completely off. I had to wait and get a hacksaw to hack off. I didn't actually even need the hacksaw, but I thought I would.
You had to wait and get a hacksaw?
Well, I had ordered one online, and then I patiently waited for it to arrive.
I mean, there's a hardware store right down the
street. And again, I didn't actually need it. I just thought I would.
Right.
That's why I waited so long to do this, because I was like, I want to have everything. I want all my contingencies covered here.
Right.
Because once I start pulling this thing apart, there's no going back.
Right.
So I did it, and it works. Have you used it yet?
I haven't.
Boy,
what? How much you want to bet without opening it up?
A treat.
How much you want to bet without opening up? I can break it again within 10 seconds.
Well, by what? Like jiggling the handle a lot or clogging it?
No, I bet if I hit the handle real hard.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but then, this is why the quality craftsmen need to come to the rescue.
I mean, I did get a pretty primo handle upgrade, Tim. You might remember from last time it was plastic. Now it's chrome.
Wow.
I mean, I think it's still just plastic.
Painted.
But yeah.
It's that'll painted. Flake out and flake off and your dog will eat it and get sick.
What was that? That made me... boy, I got so many notes here.
Yeah, you have way too many. You have like a manifesto over there.
Yeah.
Normally we both take some notes before the show.
Mm-hmm.
I decided not to.
Tim, the phrase toilet comes... or the word toilet comes from the phrase to let, as in to let go of your bowels.
Okay.
That's not true. I mean, it might be true. I made it up. Bidets, I have... a toilet is a sanitation fixture used for the storing or disposal of human urine and feces.
Okay.
I already did Let's Talk Toilets.
Some quality notes.
Oh, here's something interesting that I didn't know about toilets. The water in the bowl, Tim, you know why there's water in the bowl? I mean, there's a few reasons. The water in the bowl prevents sewer gas from coming into your house.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize that. But then snakes can get in.
That's why they also have that's why pipes are that way, too.
Yeah.
How they're curved like that.
Right.
And they have the water that sits in there.
Yeah.
That blocks it.
Yeah. Snakes can still get through that, though.
Snakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, water snakes. Or snakes that can hold their breath for a real long time.
Any snake can be a water snake.
That's not true.
I mean, I think any snake's dangerous in the water for a while. Like
until they stop holding their breath. You think a king cobra can survive at the bottom of the sea?
Not the bottom of the sea, but I think most snakes can swim. Maybe.
No, if you threw a snake into,
it's just gonna drown.
If you threw a boa constrictor into a 10-foot deep diving pool,
yeah,
that's not gonna do anything, right?
What do you mean it's not going to do anything?
Like it's just gonna die.
I don't know. I think it's going to get out. And it's going to slither
Any
its
other
way
animal
out.
we think we would talk about throwing in a pool and hoping it would drown, everybody would be angry. But
They'd
nobody
be all
likes
over
a
us.
snake.
Nobody
right?
likes a snake. Throw them all in the pools, I say.
Exactly.
Tim, have you ever used a non-conventional toilet, a non-Western toilet?
I don't believe so. I own a squatty potty.
Right.
Does that count?
Yeah. I mean, that's half the way there. I've used a squat toilet in places.
Where? Thailand?
Thailand, yeah.
Now describe that. Explain what that is.
It's basically just a hole in the ground that you squat over.
Okay.
Like the nicer ones, it looks like a sink. You know, it's like porcelain.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're supposed to squat. It's supposed to be better, as you know, as an advocate of the squatty potty.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be better for you. But what happens if you're disabled or old?
I don't know.
Just shit yourself?
I mean,
Is that what you would like?
Is that what I would like?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not advocating for any kind of toilet.
There used to be these things called pig toilets.
Okay.
Which consisted of a toilet linked to a pigsty by a chute.
Get all the crap in one place.
Well, no, you would put all the crap in there and then the pigs would eat it.
Oh.
They also have a fish pond toilet. It's the same idea.
Ugh.
Yeah. Those have gone out of style.
Yeah.
So they figured out a bunch of oh yeah, no. That'll make the pig sick, and then you shouldn't eat the sick pigs
right.
that have been eating your own waste.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Tom.
Yes.
I'm not gonna help you out with anything here, because this is you're steering the ship.
I know, but I've just got so many.
You insisted on doing this episode about toilets.
Let's see what else we got in here. Crapper. You know what a crapper is?
Yeah, it's named after Thomas Crapper.
They were already calling it a crapper before he came along.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is he?
He popularized flush toilets in England.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were already calling it the crapper?
Yeah.
How?
Because they were crapping in it.
But doesn't crap come from crapper?
No, you would think it does, but it didn't.
Where does crap come from?
It comes from your butt, Tim. Walked right into that.
It's going to answer emails while you...
You ever, you know what a chamber pot is, Tim?
Yeah, it's just
a pot.
Yeah, it holds it in there.
When they say that person doesn't have a pot to piss in, that's the type of pot they're talking about.
Nice.
That's the type of pot you piss in. Sorry, my pop filter fell just as I said piss. You know what night soil is?
What's night soil, Tom?
It's just poop, Tim. It's just another name for poop. But they would...
We've really burned through all your notes, huh?
It's just my notes are all over the place. That's you know what? Before we started, I said, let me organize my notes. And I said, I don't need to organize my notes. And now I'm being overwhelmed.
Yeah. We all are, Tom. You're not alone.
A toilet. All right. Where do you fall on the whole, saying toilet versus bathroom?
It depends on where I am. I am made to feel
if you're already in the bathroom, then you are like, well, where's the toilet?
When I'm in the UK,
yeah,
or anywhere in Europe, I guess that I've been.
Mm-hmm.
If you say bathroom, people look at you like
they drop all the plates.
Yeah, they're like gross, right?
Yeah.
But toilet.
Yeah.
So I usually say toilet when I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I usually say restroom, even though.
Yeah.
You know.
You don't say pop to the loo?
I say skip to my loo.
Excuse me, I need to skip to my loo, if you know what I mean. If you read between the lines.
And then I say poop.
Yeah. Well, because
while winking.
It does make sense because I always feel weird saying bathroom because it's like, well, I'm not going to take a bath.
Yeah.
If you direct me to a room that has a bath in it, I'm gonna come back and be like, no, that wasn't what I actually meant.
What about water closet? I'm always thinking I'm going to open a door and a big wave
Whoa!
is going to wash me away.
There's a story
It's the closet where we keep our water.
That I found about that. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So this was 24 days before the end of World War II. This was a German U-boat, was cruising at a depth of 200 feet, and misuse of the new toilet flooded the submarine.
Oh, no.
And wound up sinking the submarine.
Oof. What a way to go, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's what they said. I think only one man died. The rest, one man died, 3 men drowned. Well, then they're dead too. They drowned in the heavy seas after abandoning the ship, and 46 others were captured.
Those are my 2 biggest fears: poop and being under the sea.
So what happened was, according to the commander's official report, while in the engine room helping to repair one of the diesel engines, he was informed that a malfunction involving the toilet caused a leak in the forward section. The leak flooded the submarine's batteries.
Yeah, I know there was a leak in the toilet.
Well, this is just stupid. This is bad design. The leak flooded the submarine's batteries located beneath the toilet. Don't keep the submarine's batteries under the toilet.
I mean, it's water everywhere. No matter where you go, it's going to be near some water.
Causing them to release chlorine gas, leaving them with, if chlorine gas starts flooding into the submarine, you got to get out.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd take my chances with the chlorine gas over the aliens of the deep.
They were only 200 feet down. It's not that deep.
I don't know.
They were off the coast of Scotland.
I don't know.
Very
man.
Cold coast.
200 feet deep. What's the deepest you've ever been?
200 feet.
That's not
201 feet. I don't know what the deepest I've ever been. Have I been in a submarine? I feel
No,
I was in a submarine once.
You've never been in a submarine. It was probably a dream you had when you were 6.
No, it wasn't like a submarine, but it went underwater.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
whatever
no,
you're
it
thinking,
did.
You would remember if it happened.
No, I do remember. I vaguely remember. But I was reading about...
Have you ever been in a hot air balloon?
No. I kind of want to, but it also seems like it might be the most...
forever to the sun, right?
Yeah. How the hell... for the life of me, do not understand how a hot air balloon works. Like, I get how it works, but I don't get how there's any element of control whatsoever.
I think the bravest man ever in history was the first guy to go up in a hot air balloon. Because he'd be like, nope, I just might float away. But he's probably like, and then I'll go to heaven.
Yeah, I'm going to go say hi to God. Yeah. How do they direct, I get how you can, do the fire to make it go up. Mm-hmm. You can drop sandbags to make it go up. But
we don't actually do that, right? What about
I think they
us
used
here
to.
on Earth?
Yeah. I think they used to, but they don't anymore. Back in the old days when you could get away with dropping sandbags from 1,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
But I have no idea how they direct, left, right, forward, backward. There's nothing you can do. There's no rudder.
That's
on
why
those
I don't
things.
like friggin' sailboats either.
Well, sailboats, no, that's different. You have
You're
a rudder.
at the mercy of the wind.
A little bit, but you can still direct which way.
Control, Tom.
Yeah.
I need to control things.
Well, don't go in a hot air balloon.
No.
A wicker basket.
No.
Yeah, wicker too. That's never struck me as a particularly sturdy.
No, nothing good
material.
ever happens in wicker.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. This is wicker. It's very strong.
Yeah.
You never
we make
hear that.
Baskets out. We put eggs in this. Oh,
Yeah.
great.
If it was so good, they make the black box out of wicker.
Yeah, right. Why don't they make the whole hot air balloon out of the balloon material?
On a ship, Tim, they call the bathroom the head because it's at the head of the ship.
Yeah, I don't like when people go, I got to hit the head.
What about if they say, I got to hit the latrine?
If they're active
duty.
if they're active duty, it's fine.
Uh-huh.
Even veterans.
Right. Even veterans, as long as it's in a combat situation.
Right.
I like that. And normally I don't like these kinds of things, but I like that a toilet isn't a toilet in in the military or on the seas, then it takes on a different name.
Yeah, I'm generally opposed to things having the same thing having many different names.
Mm-hmm.
So I disagree with you on that, Tom. You can go to hell. Flush yourself down the toilet right to hell. Is that where the poop goes? To hell? When you flush a toilet?
Tim, you don't even want to know where the poop goes. Researching this, reading about old toilets, the world was a nightmare. The world was just a constant nightmare.
Sewage it's insane that, like, it is a miracle that we figured out how to deal with this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and
I think we did it just in the nick of time.
Everywhere, right? Like,
no, Tim, there's a, do you know what a flying toilet is?
in an airplane?
No, you're not going to like this one.
Oh, no.
It happens in some like very rural areas in Africa, and it is just pooping in a plastic bag, tying it and throwing it as far as you can just to get it out of there.
Now, why don't farmers use their own waste for fertilizer?
Well, how big of a farm and how big of a farmer are we talking?
Well, no, just put it in the mix, and that's a good way to get rid of it. Is that what they used the outhouses for back in the day?
Sometimes. I mean, there is. Oh, what were they?
Like, what do you like?
There's a type of toilet called an arbor loo, which is basically a toilet, like an outhouse that's like attached to a tree, and the tree takes eats all your poop, and your pee pee.
Well, that's
I don't think it's carved into the tree. It seemed that way at first.
That'd be nice, right?
There was so
we just cut holes in trees, shoved our poop in there, and then like sealed it up with the bark on the outside.
Man, trees.
Then just put a big X on that tree, like spray painted
trees
it.
Taken.
Like, don't open this tree.
There were
chop this tree down, Paul Bunyan.
Like old, back in the days when they had to use chamber pots and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, what were these things called? Did I not write it down? There were these things, I forget what they were called, but basically they were like an indoor outhouse almost, where it was just kind of like an outhouse attached to like the second floor of like a castle. Mm-hmm. So when you would poop, it would just fall out a hole outside.
Okay.
And then, you'd be like, hey, servants, I pooped. Go get it. Go take care of it. It's outside now.
Yeah. I mean, if all you need is a system, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's going to be gross no matter what. Like,
not necessarily.
Well, yeah, it's always going to be gross. At some point, it's going to be gross for somebody, right?
Well, yeah. You want it to be as not gross as possible for as few people as possible.
Right.
Like, our system here, like, relies on a lot of, machines and stuff.
Yeah, and the heroes down at that waste treatment
plant. but it's, like, sparsely, there's not, like, 1,000 people working at the waste treatment plant.
I mean, there are thousands working in waste treatment plants.
Oh, yeah, throughout. But I'm saying, like, an individual waste treatment plant, like...
and they probably can't smell that much anymore, right?
Maybe you should look into it.
Yeah. I'd take all those guys to the botanical gardens, have them smell everything. All right, Tom. I've handed this over to you. Mm-hmm. And you researched this all day. You took a ton of notes, and you really didn't have anything interesting to say.
I've got more stuff. So I'm saving it up.
I just used your toilet, Tom.
Uh-huh. And...
Not flying, not high marks. Tom.
What do you mean not high marks?
It was fine.
Get out of my house.
Let me tell you this. Number one, chrome handle doesn't match the decor.
Yeah, well, it's the handle that came with it.
Number two, too much give on it. I would like a more satisfying. The handle went down too easy. I want more of it needs to be a little tougher to flush.
Well, I don't. You know what? My view is if you're straining all day on the toilet, you don't want to be straining when you're done.
Maybe you shouldn't be straining on the toilet, Tom. Maybe we need to talk about that.
It's like, well, at least this part's easy. The handle.
I don't know. Just not. I mean, I'm surprised it worked, so I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Well done.
I didn't ask about, like, what'd you think? Tim, all
You
you're
asked
giving
what
me.
I thought.
Yeah,
You literally asked, what'd you think?
And all you gave me was feedback about the goddamn handle.
Well, what?
I want to know about the flush.
No, the flush.
What'd you think of the flush?
It went too easy, man.
But no, like the flush, the water.
You didn't do anything about the plumbing.
Yeah, I did. The whole tank. I set all the levels and everything.
I don't think you did.
Tim, there's a lot of customization that can go into a toilet and
you
its
had
levels.
the blue water. I don't like that.
You don't like the blue water?
No. I feel like
That's just Kool-Aid.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Berry blue, huh? Mm-hmm. I knew I recognized that taste. I think the blue water is a substitute for actually cleaning your toilet on a regular basis.
Well, no. I cleaned the toilet when I took everything apart.
Right. When was the last time before then?
Ugh.
Yeah.
No, actually,
we were roommates, and we were both very bad at cleaning the toilet. I've since gotten better at it.
Yeah, actually, that's
meaning
not...
I moved in with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I brush the inside of the toilet fairly regularly, but
just to get the specks off.
Yeah, but to actually be like, all right, let's give this whole toilet a once over. I just try and be careful when I'm using it.
Right.
In the first place.
Well,
don't make a mess in the first place. You want to clean it up.
I don't know, man. You seem pretty proud of the messes you make in there.
No, you're thinking of somebody else.
Let me ask you this, Tom.
Yes.
White toilets
Yeah.
versus other colored toilets.
Now, are you going to advocate for a black toilet?
I don't think so, because those seem weird, right? And they seem
they seem nice, but then it's also like, I don't know if this thing's clean or not.
I can't make heads or tails of this thing.
Yeah.
Like a white toilet, you see every flaw, but guess what? I kind of want to see every
perfection.
Yeah,
too.
I want to see every flaw in there. I want to know what I'm walking into.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the canary in a coal mine, if you ask me.
What is?
The white toilet.
Oh, and what's the coal mine?
Just somebody's life.
Like so you're saying like if there's blood in the toilet?
No, I just feel like
I don't understand.
I can judge a person's general place where they're at in their life by taking a look at the toilet that they're tasked
Which
to maintain.
Normally you insist upon doing when meeting somebody new.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, hello, may I use your bathroom, even if I'm not at their home.
Right. What were we talking about? Oh, cleaning toilets?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I told you I used too much bleach and I had to go lay down for a while.
Yeah.
Bleach is great at cleaning stuff, though, let me tell you.
It really does. It gets all the things out.
Yeah, be careful with it.
Well, don't mix it with ammonia.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't stock the two next to each other at the supermarket. And they're just asking for trouble.
I mean, everybody knows that, though.
I don't know.
Nobody reads instructions. That really pisses me off.
What do you mean?
On everything. Like, you have to have, like a big warning on something if you're really not supposed to do something. Hey, everybody, just take a cursory glance at the instructions.
But I'll tell you, let me...
I get made fun of whenever when I was sick. I took like Sudafed in the evening.
You were going to say, like, when I was sick, I made a lot of model planes.
What?
I made models and I followed the instructions.
Oh, no. I took Sudafed like late in the day.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like a little apprehensive to take NyQuil. Mm-hmm. I was being ruthlessly mocked.
By your girlfriend?
Yeah. It's just like,
yeah,
I don't know.
That really is just like...
I don't know if it makes makes your heart stop.
Why, Tim, why would they sell it at the store if it makes your heart stop?
Why would they sell the fucking bleach next to the ammonia if
well,
you're not
that's
allowed
my
to mix
point.
it? Exactly. But that's what I'm
that's
saying.
Different than yours.
But it's the same thing. It's things interacting with each other.
Yeah,
things
but
that you're using at the same time that might interact with each other in a negative way.
Pretty much anything you buy over the counter doesn't really have side effects with other things from over the counter.
That's not true, Tom.
Name something that you can't mix. 2 over the counter things you can't mix.
I don't know.
And one of them can't be bleach.
I can't believe that they sell bleach.
At all?
Yeah.
It's cheap, too.
Gets in your eyes.
Yeah. I bought the no-name brand because I thought, well, it's bleach.
Yeah.
I don't need a name brand bleach. Get out of here. I'll save my 20 cents.
Wow. Real hero.
Um,
That's a Tom tip for toilet maintenance.
You know what? I put the blue water thing in there because I had it. I'm not a big fan of the blue water either.
It's not natural.
It ain't natural. I like the ones that don't make the water a color, but do put like some bleach in there. It just makes everything smell nice, and it's not an excuse for cleaning.
You just love you have a. I'm gonna have to talk to some people about this.
It's not a substitute, but it gives it a nice bleach smell.
Yeah, well, you love
which everybody
bleach
loves.
Smell. Yeah.
Yeah. Tim, I have some other toilet facts for you.
All right.
I want to talk to you about some non-traditional toilets.
Okay.
First off, I have 2 more slang that I want to see if you can guess what they are.
Okay.
We talked about flying toilet.
Yeah. Which I don't agree with that.
What do you mean you don't agree with it?
It doesn't fly.
No, it does because you throw it as far as you can.
No, but like if you throw a ball, you're not like, look at that flying object. I guess you are, yeah.
Look at that fly.
Yeah. It's a fly ball.
When I was a kid, I got very confused for a moment during Back to the Future 3 because I was like, how is this thing McFly when they don't have airplanes yet? And somebody was like, they had birds. I was like, oh, right, birds. So, Tim, I know where you've been. I made a similar mistake.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know what and we talked about night soil. Mm-hmm. Do you know what a trucker bomb is?
Do I want to know what a trucker bomb is?
Take a guess.
I don't want to guess.
It's when a trucker
Uh-huh.
goes number
2. Which
one's poop?
2.
Oh, no, it goes number 1.
Okay.
I don't know why I forgot which one's which.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Did you? You more than anybody.
Look, I'm supposed to remember.
You've been. There's too much bleach going on in here.
I'm supposed to remember.
I'm worried about
the bathroom numbers and the McDonald's value meal numbers.
That's true.
Come on, how am I going to keep all these things straight?
Number 2 on both is poop.
A trucker bomb. A trucker goes pee-pee in a water bottle and then throws it out the window.
Cool.
Do you know what slopping out is?
Do we have to?
Why are you looking at the time, Tim? We've got plenty of time.
Slopping out?
Yeah.
Pooping in a bag and throwing it out the window.
You're disgusting. You're a pig. It's just emptying your chamber pot.
Okay.
There is, I think it might not.
They used to just do it out the window, right?
Yeah.
In ancient times.
It might not be the case anymore, but and it might still be the case, but as of very recently, there's a prison in Ireland where they still had to use chamber pots and slop out in the morning.
Why?
No plumbing. Like the prison was like hundreds of years old. Too
Put
old.
them in another place. Build another place for them.
Yeah.
With plumbing in it.
Yeah. They were like, we should put plumbing in here. And they're like, nah, no room. It's too old.
So they got nothing but space over there.
Well, what are they supposed to do? Is let the prisoners go until they got the new prison built? Maybe they're working
you build
on it.
alongside it.
They're working on it, maybe.
Have them build their own prison. You'd be like, we're going to put you to work, gents, and we'll set you free. And then they give them the plans, and once they put everything together, they realize, oh no, we've built ourselves into this thing.
Right.
But at least we got toilets that flush.
We didn't put any locks on the doors because we're the ones building it.
Yeah.
These aren't slang. These are just other interesting toilets.
Okay.
There's a freezing toilet.
In the Arctic?
No, it's like a toilet that it's like a refrigerated toilet. So it freezes everything that goes inside of it to stop bacteria and smells.
How does that work?
From the sounds of it, it's just shitting into a freezer.
But,
like
so
it
there's no
plugs
water
in.
to catch it?
No. It plugs in, and it's just, like
feel
an
like
ice
in
box.
the short term, that's bad. Because it's not going to immediately freeze.
I don't know. It might be, like real cold.
But then you shouldn't go near that with your pants down.
They said it was 40 watt power.
All right. What about a heated toilet seat?
I can do you one better. There's an incinerating toilet that incinerates everything that goes into it.
I don't want to go anywhere near that thing.
Yeah. I mean, it cremates your poop.
Yeah.
It literally turns into ash.
Cremate my rear if it's set on the wrong setting.
Yeah. Oh, well, they had that problem, speaking of rears, with old chemical toilets.
Yeah. God damn it. Do I hate porta potties, man.
Because they used to...
That's a chemical toilet, right?
Yeah. And we can get into that, but they used to use a chemical solution that would splash, quote, back onto the buttocks of the user when his excrement plops in.
Yeah.
And because formaldehyde is very irritating to the eyes, ears, skin, nose, throat, is being replaced by other proprietary blends. Tim, don't ask what's in them. It's proprietary.
Yeah, I bet it's still formaldehyde.
It's other poop.
Oh, my God, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Do you know why?
Thing. You go to a festival, and
just it could be anything. It doesn't have to be a toilet festival.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking even like maybe a music festival. You go and you use the porta potty, and you think, well, it'd have to be an emergency.
Yeah,
for me,
that emergency always comes.
Not for me.
You don't use the porta potty?
Number 2?
Oh yeah, no.
It would have to be a legitimate emergency for me to use that for that.
I think I might have once, and it was like an actual.
But when you look at that thing, it's
sick.
like, is this an emergency for that many people?
Yeah.
Are that many people that bad at planning, or are people just like, nah, I think I could go for it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, it seems nice enough in here.
Yeah, unless it's an emergency, keep walking.
Let me just have a seat.
And I can't not look.
Well, you gotta look, is you gotta aim.
I don't know. The greatest thing that ever happened was the invention of the porta potties that have the little urinal on the side.
Oh yeah, those ones are great.
Oh man, so you're not doing your business shooting right onto a million different.
Yeah, that's going like. It's making weird noises when it gets down there, depending on where it's hitting. All right, Tim, this is the last toilet that I wanted to talk about.
All right.
The most ambitious toilet yet.
Is this Elon Musk's toilet?
No, Tim, it's a space toilet.
Yeah, that's what Elon Musk is putting on SpaceX.
Toilets?
Did he make SpaceX to make it sound like space sex? Elon Musk is a real perv, right?
Yeah. He's dating Amber Heard now.
Who's that?
That's Johnny Depp's ex that he was mistreating, to say the least.
Okay.
He's dating her now.
Well, Johnny Depp, don't worry. He's good now. He delighted a bunch of people at Disneyland.
Yeah, what happened? He
dressed up like the Captain Jack Sparrow and went on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and he walked out of the ride. Like, they thought he was an animatronic, and then he's like, I'm real! And then he battered a woman,
He battered a woman?
Apparently.
It was in character, though. It's like, I'm a pirate, I'm bad.
I don't know. He's a bad dude, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're to...
That's what I've been taught in school.
I can't keep up with... It seems like everybody's bad, and I believe it. You know what? It's anybody comes up, I'm just like, you know what? This guy's bad. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
And, give it enough time, everybody's proven to be bad.
Right.
Especially you, Tom.
Anyway, space toilet. When humans travel, I didn't realize that this was so freaking complicated. And Tim, maybe this will change your stance on astronauts being cowards.
I don't think astronauts are cowards.
You say that every time, but then by the end of it, you'll say an astronaut's a coward.
I don't think they're cowards. I just don't think they have to work very hard.
When humans travel into space, the absence of gravity causes fluids to distribute uniformly around their bodies. That makes sense. It's not, just sitting.
Yeah.
Their kidneys detect the fluid movement and a physiological reaction causes the humans to need to relieve themselves within 2 hours of departure from Earth. As a result, the space toilet has been the first device activated on shuttle flights after astronauts unbuckle themselves.
You can't just pee in the spacesuit at this point.
Why would you want to do that?
It's like peeing in a wetsuit. It's like, this is great. This is even
No,
warmer
then it's just
now.
floating around in there with you.
Yeah, whatever. It's your pee. It's fine.
You can float into your mask.
Yeah, it'll disinfect everything.
They disinfect everything before they send it to space.
Well, this'll double
We
it.
don't need microbes up there doing all kinds of things. But that's crazy that, like, basically the liquid in your kidneys, I guess, like, sloshes all over your kidneys, and your kidneys are like, we're full.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you gotta, even though...
Maybe we just shouldn't be up there. You ever think of that?
Well, now you sound like the coward.
Man, most astronauts they've probably all seen each other naked, huh?
Yeah, I'd imagine they'd have to. The ISS has 2 bathrooms, which seems luxurious, right?
How many people are on the ISS at any given time?
Not that many.
That'd be annoying to be waiting for someone if you really got to poop at space.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, not only do I have to, like, wait outside for this jackass to get out of here,
Yeah.
also I'm in space.
Yeah, I can't go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably go to the airlock and then be
They'd
like...
probably discourage that, pooping in the airlock.
You probably waste
Just pooping on the floor of the airlock, coming back in and then...
I mean, it would waste a lot of resources, I'd imagine. But there are space toilets that, so the Apollo missions, they just shot their piss right into space. They didn't care.
Yeah.
But then I think they realized afterwards, like, that's a bad idea. Like,
Why?
Because it could come back and freeze onto the ship, freeze like an important antenna or something.
Yeah, right.
But there are some space toilets that, and I wasn't real sure how this happens, but they apparently expose the waste to the vacuum of space, like briefly. And when that happens, it completely dries out and freezes, and then I guess they close the space window back up or whatever, and they're like, great, now that thing that was poop, now it's just a rock.
Why don't they
now it's just a very cold
why
rock.
don't they just shoot it with vaporizers?
What do you mean?
Like the space rays.
Oh no,
yeah.
that's incredibly dangerous to do inside the space station. But like, there's a whole you need it, like a space toilet vacuums the poop out of your butt.
All right.
I mean, it does, because otherwise it would just go everywhere. It doesn't like.
I'm embarrassed and disappointed in myself for having taken part in this.
Damn, it's human nature, man. It's
Grown men in our 40s. We shouldn't be doing.
In our 40s. And look, Tim, it's just the birds and the bees. Let me make sure I went over everything. Johns. Sometimes they call them Johns. You ever call it a John?
No.
What's your favorite thing to call the toilet?
I think it's funny to call it the shitter sometimes.
You know what? I like calling it the commode.
Oh, the commode, yeah. It's like regal, but also like 80s sounding. I feel like
excuse me, where's the commode?
Yeah, I feel like it reminds me a little bit of Commander and a little bit of a Commodore 64, right? So it's just like, man, this is
It reminds you of Commander?
It's just like,
what's Commander?
Like, it's regal,
like
a commander. Yeah.
It sounds like something a commander would say.
Yeah.
Like a commander in the army.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I like commode. You beat me on that one.
I had one more thing to say. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I went through all my toilet talk. We talked about they've been having smart toilet.
I don't care.
Checks your blood pressure, temperature, and blood sugar.
Cool.
All through your butt.
Yeah, we need a smart home adapted Internet of Things toilet.
No, this is a Japanese thing.
Yeah.
So it's like actually done right. They know their toilet technology is decades ahead of ours.
Yeah.
Even our
we
space
spend
toilets.
on the space program, they spend on their toilet and
Yeah.
sex doll industries,
They're
right?
like, why would we? Why
I
would
feel
we?
like I'm always seeing videos about a new Japanese toilet or a new Japanese sex doll.
It's their two biggest exports.
Yeah. It seems like they keep them all for themselves.
I think nobody wants them. I think the rest of the world's like, you know what? We've gotten this far with our regular toilets and regular sex dolls. We don't need. Well, the thing with like the Japanese sex dolls, they're always like when they are on the news or whatever. Of course, they're not just like a new sex doll. It's always like, oh, there's been a AI breakthrough, and it's like, well, why'd that guy give the robot such big boobs then? Like, I don't buy what he's saying this robot's for.
Again, embarrassed and disappointed in myself that I came here today and did this.
If you like the show, you can check out more at tcgt.com. You can check out our Reddit, reddit.com/r/tcgt. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. Follow us on Twitter at complete guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
Follow me on those things at your pal Tim.
And if you want to support the show, you can support sponsors. You can also check out tcgt.com/Amazon for all your Amazon shopping, and tcgt.com/pledge, where you get a bunch of fun stuff like bonus weekly episodes, mini episodes of Fast Food Friday.
Yeah.
Speaking of toilets, right?
You're someone who's so proud of how much time you spend in the bathroom and how much trouble you have going to the bathroom.
No, I'm not.
And how, hurt or injured you are when you come out of the bathroom. Like, oh, that one took a lot out of me. Like, that's an achievement and not, something that should be avoided.
Who you're talking about. Tim, yeah, I was proud today that I made a toilet.
You didn't even make a toilet.
I made in it after I was done.
You attached a chain to a plunger.
No, Tim, I had to take... No, I'm going to take apart that toilet. I'm going to walk you through everything I did.
I wish you wouldn't.
I used a lot of rubber gaskets. I briefly considered, while I had the whole thing apart, adding a bidet to my toilet.
Yeah. I just feel like those cheap bidets that you can buy as an add-on to a toilet, they're only going to let you down.
Yeah, if you're going to do it right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like a real nice toilet one day.
Well, keep reaching for the stars.
We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.